where are they going to volunteer? Maybe they'll volunteer in the fields where they were trying to get people to let me get situated. Okay, hey guys, back again with another video. So this week is probably, no, not probably, this week is going to be a 2-video week. I plan on releasing this video later today, and then Tuesday is my regular schedule for videos. So every Tuesday you'll get a new video from me, okay? So hey guys, back again. I think my video is crooked. I'm not going to worry about it. I feel like this video is important, right? So, the title of this video is When Famine Becomes Policy, the Hunger Games Begin. And I want to start this video off by talking about a dream that I had. I had this dream about maybe about 2 months and a half, 2 months ago, and it came to mind again today. I told my family about the dream that I had. I was in the process of trying to decode my dream and figure out what I felt like it meant. So I'm going to tell you guys my dream. You guys let me know if you got a different take on what I got before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video. And it's not going to be a long video, so let me get started. So I had a dream that I was out and about. I was walking somewhere. I don't even remember why I was out. Maybe I was out shopping or something. But at any rate, I was out and about. Excuse me if the noise is loud. I got some stuff going on in the kitchen. At any rate, I was out and about and I was walking, and a person told me about this place, this building, this place you could go to. And they gave me a handwritten map of how to get to this place, right? And so and it sounded so good. They were like, man, you could, all your needs are met. You can eat whatever you want. Whatever you want, it's on the menu. They'll put it on the menu. You just request it. Trust me, it's nice. Come check it out. So I went home and got my family, and I was like, hey, we're going to go check this place out, right? Somebody told me about it, and I want to find out, if it's true. If it's not true, we'll just come back home. But, let's go figure it out, right? And the person told me you don't need to bring anything. They have everything you need. Just come as you are, right? So I went, and we followed the map. We found this building. It was a small brick building. Real small brick building. And the way they were saying you can get anything you want, and only certain people were allowed in. They weren't inviting everybody, right? Only some people were allowed in. That part was weird. Why wasn't everybody invited if it was so great, right? But at any rate, we got there, and what we had to do was like scale this building. It wasn't a real tall building. One story building, right? So we had to climb up on the fire escape, small fire escape, and there was a little crack that we had to pull the board across and climb in. And when we got inside, we walked down some stairs, walked down a long hallway, and then through some double doors, and it was amazing. There was a huge cafeteria where whatever you could think you wanted to eat was there. Anything and everything you could imagine that you want to eat, it was on the menu. And they had these workers behind the counter. You just walk past with your plate and your tray, and they would just put the food on. Everybody was nice. The vibe was nice. Nobody was fighting. You didn't have to worry about safety or security. And so then someone greeted us and welcomed us in, and they said, well, before you get started, looking around, let us take you to your quarters. And now in this place, I'm thinking, okay, it's going to be a whole space for my family. It was all, each person had their own family space. Every family member had their own spacious bedroom with all the nice furniture and stuff like that, right? So we collected ourselves, we got ourselves together, you know, wow, looked around the room, it was really nice. No, I'm not worried about going back home, getting my furniture and stuff, moving it back in. They had everything we needed, clothes, everything. They had a couple malls in this place. And so I'm thinking, like, well, I remember going inside of a little building. So this had to be an underground situation that was looked like a little building, a little, you know, broke down building on the outside that nobody would pay attention to, right? A little deserted building on the outside. And we didn't go inside of the actual building. We went up in a slit in the roof some kind of way. So if somebody went into the building, like passing by, that wasn't invited to this place, they would just see like an empty building with maybe broken windows or something like that. And it was soundproof. You couldn't hear any noise from in the building or outside of the building, right? Because we weren't actually in the building. We went up to the top of the building, down some stairs, down a long hallway. It was an underground city situation, right? Man, they had everything. Water parks, water slides for the kids, regular playgrounds for the kids. Real nice, real clean, real pristine. And me and my family thought we were just, this is it. We're staying here. No need to worry about what's going on in the outside world. And so my family was off, you know, exploring, doing their thing. And I was up, because we had, you know, we were all out walking the mall, you know, just looking to see what the place had to offer. You didn't need money. Everything was it was just there. If you saw an outfit in the mall you like, pick it up and put it on, right? Walk on out. You didn't have to pay for anything. You were the gift. They were, and the people that worked there were there to serve you, all happy, all in good moods, right? So I told my family, you know, I'm tired. I'm going to go back home. I'm going to take a nap, right? I'm going to go back to our place. So I went back to in the establishment, in the city, right? Where we were. So I'm walking through the hall. We had been there like maybe about almost a week. And this particular day, and you know, we had maid service. You didn't have to clean up. You leave your room, come back. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? They clean up and everything, right? I'm telling my family, I'm tired. You could go to concerts in this place. Anything you could imagine, it was there, right? It looked like you can go into go through certain doors, and it looked like you were in a park, like with real grass, all kind of stuff, right? Anyway, let me get on with this. So I'm headed back to my quarters to lay down, and one of the workers said, "You should get you and your family out of here. This is not what it seems." I'm like, "What are you talking about? This place is great." And they're like, "This place is not what it seems." And I immediately turned around. They kept walking. They said the workers, before the person walked off, they said, "This place is not what it seems. Nothing here is as it seems." And when I said, "Well, what are you talking about? Everything's great here." They said, "Look again." And they walked off. So I freaked me out. I walked back to my family, and I'm like, as I'm walking down this long hallway to go back into the city, right? Not the outside city, this underground city. When I walked through the doors, it's like a veil was lifted. Whoever that was that told me, "Hey, this place isn't what it seems, get out," they were going out, I'm going in. And it's like when they said what they said to me, and when I opened the double doors of this long hallway again, everything was revealed to me. I saw creatures. The workers were actually creatures. They didn't look like they was of this world. right, of this planet or whatever we're on, whatever, right? They didn't look like people look. They were serving the food, and the food wasn't, you know, remember when I said you could get everything you wanted, right? The food wasn't the food. When I looked again, the food that they were serving these people that were smiling, oh my goodness, I'm about to eat a steak, a filet, a crab roll, whatever. There was big blobs of stuff on the plate, and it was moving around and crawling around. And I was like, oh my gosh. Trying not to freak out, because I knew, something in me knew that I cannot let these people, the workers, see me react to what I'm actually seeing. I had to pretend like the veil was still over my eyes and that I was regular and everything was great, right? Everything's good in the neighborhood. So I walked through and I'm seeing all of this. Like the people thought they had on high fashion clothes, including myself. We had on rags, torn, tattered, dirty rags. We were eating whatever blob they were putting on our plate, but we thought it was something else. And we thought it was a whole smorgasbord of whatever you could ask for, right? When I went back to our quarters, because I'm looking for my family, it was just like a room, a big empty box. Dirty, disgusting water dripping out of the faucets, all that, right? So my family wasn't in the box in our quarters. So I went out and I found them. I found each one of my family members and I told them, hey, come with me. When I got them all together, I said, hey, you guys, this place is not what it seems. I'm whispering, this place is not what it seems. We gotta go. And they're like, what are you talking about? I don't want to go. I said, I'm making an executive decision. This place is not what it seems. Let's go. And when I said that, they just followed suit. They just said, come on, let's go. They followed along with me. Okay, we get outside and the veil lifted off my family's eyes and they were looking down like, oh my gosh. We were super skinny, like skin and bones. They were starving us and giving us an illusion that everything was perfect. Everything was the way, you know, we always, you know, we want it to be. Anything you could imagine is yours. That was not the case. And so what I decoded from that dream was there is famine coming to some of us. Not all of us. Some people will tell you, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Life is great. Life is good. I got a good job. This, that, and other. Blah, blah, blah. Famine is not going to affect some of the people who, I don't know, maybe they're part of it. I don't know. Famine is not going to affect everybody. It's going to affect a lot of people, but not everybody. In that dream, I was able to save my family, so I'm hoping that even though times will get hard, famine won't approach my doorstep. I'm not naive to feel like it won't, or that things will be, you know, gravy for me and my family. But the dream made me feel like there was hope that, you know, I saved my family from that situation where we were starving to death. If I hadn't, that person or that entity hadn't said, hey, get your family out of here. This place is not what it seems. I probably would have been, we probably wouldn't have lasted another week. At any rate, the dream was over after that. When we got outside and saw that we were skin and bones, I told my family, come on, I'm going to take care. I'm going to get us together. So I imagine we went back home and I made up a big pot of soup and we had water or whatever, and we slowly got back to our regular lives and got our health back and gained some weight and stuff like that. So I wanted to tell you guys about that dream, because I feel like it was a hint, a clue as to what's coming. And we're seeing it every day. We're seeing it where people are saying they're cutting off the food stamps, or they're going to lower the food stamps. You know, you're not going to get as many benefits as you had before, and that you're going to have to go to work or volunteer for your food. And people are online laughing at these people, and it's not funny. I feel like a lot of people who are online laughing at these people who are gonna, some are gonna perish by their own hands, some are gonna lose it, and I don't know what, you know, nothing good can come from when you lose it and crash out. But I feel like these people are jealous of the people who were getting food stamps because they couldn't get them. Maybe they applied, they couldn't get them. And then people are saying, you know, go get a job. They might have to, you know, they're saying, go get a job. Well, what job? Because nobody out here can find a job. Just saying. McDonald's is not hiring everywhere. Maybe where you live, your McDonald's is hiring, but you got to look at it as a, you got to look at the bigger picture. You got to look at things on a greater scale, just your little city, your little town where you live. People can't find jobs, not even at McDonald's. Walmart is not hiring people all like that. You understand what I'm saying? So where are these people going to go to work? Where are they? Where are these people going to work? When so many people are being laid off, so many people are being furloughed, so many people are being pushed out of the workforce. Where are these people going to get these jobs? Maybe they'll set up state programs. Maybe the states will set up programs where people can, they'll have companies and corporations that people can, you know, that they want free labor, free work, free workforce. Maybe they'll have, the states will set up situations with different companies and corporations where the people who are losing their assistance or benefits, or who have to volunteer or work for their benefits, will low wage, of course. Maybe those people will be able to, maybe they'll work something out that way. Where does that leave the rest of us? Where does that leave the families who are not on food assistance? Because if you're making the people who are on food assistance volunteer to work, you know what I'm saying, for their food stamps. Or if you're making people, you know, you're putting people off food stamps out into the workforce. There are so many other people who are laid off and who are not working. There are so many people who are still working who are going to get laid off and furloughed and pushed out of their field of work, pushed out of their jobs, pushed out of their way to take care of their families and pay their bills. So when famine becomes policy, the Hunger Games begin. That leads me to the point in this video where it's going to be like the end of this video. The whole point for me making the video and telling you about the dream that I had was, in November, they're saying that people won't get food stamps. They don't have the money. They're not agreeing or whatever. Not getting into all that. In November, people are set to not either not get food stamps or get a portion, to get way less than what they were expecting, right? When they've already made cuts to people's stamps. Some people were getting hella food stamps, and now they're only getting like $120, $180, $200, right? So if you're getting a portion of $200 to last you for a whole month, that's just a figure I threw out there because it's what I've been hearing. How do you survive? Well, how we're going to survive is not be out there in the mess in November. Like this is a public service announcement. In November, if they haven't come to an agreement and they haven't opened back up the government or whatever, what you guys need to do is I can't tell you what to do. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to be out there in the mess. I'm not going to be out at the grocery store in November trying to figure out food. I'm going to go to the grocery store to get my food before November comes, because I just believe it's going to be a poop show. People are online talking about, well, then they'll just walk in the store and steal the food. People are online talking about they're going to crash out if they get to the grocery store and find out at the cash register that they can't purchase food, when in actuality that's going to be a planned event on their part, because you can call the number on the back of that card to figure out if your benefits have been loaded, and if so, how much. How do I know? Because I used to be on food stamps. There was a time when I was on food stamps, single mother, you know, trying to figure stuff out just like everybody else. Well, just like a lot of people, not everybody, but so you know before you go to the store that there is no money on that card, or if there is, you know what the limit is. You know how much money is on that card. So crashing out when you already know is crazy to me. But, you know, people are going to do what they're going to do. This video is basically for me warning you guys that famine is coming to the land. And we got to get out of people's way. We got to stay out of people's way. Go to the grocery store, get what you need to get, and get enough to last for the month, and stay home. Let them do what they do. Don't be out there. Don't be a part of the mess. And it could be particularly dangerous if you're out and you're grocery shopping and people can't, their cart wasn't loaded, and desperate people do desperate things, and they're gonna feed their children by hook or crook, hell or high water, right? So what you don't want to do is be out in the public trying to grocery shop. I don't want to do it. Be out trying to grocery shop and get knocked over the head because somebody needs to feed their children. You don't want to get, or you want to, if you're going to go out and go grocery shopping, you want to do it in a group shop, and be ready to defend your groceries. Be ready to defend your 2 or 3 bags of groceries, because people will be out knocking people over the head for what they got. If these people really are talking about they're not gonna give people the food stamps, to me that's a chaotic situation that I don't want to be in, right? And another thing, if you're working out there doing Instacart, Grubhub, whatever it is, what these little food delivery places, you might want to find something else to do, because I imagine they don't care if you're shopping for somebody else if it's not your groceries. A hungry person will knock you over the head and take somebody else's groceries from you. So that's just not a situation you would want to put yourself in. Maybe do your other side hustle. Do something else. Find something else to do, or just rest. Take a rest if you can. I know it's hard out here. Everybody's losing income, and we're all trying to figure out how to pay what we need to pay and how we're gonna, manage our bills. And this is not for people who, the economy hasn't really hit them yet. The economy is not really, they're not really phased. They're still living their lives and shopping and going on trips and stuff like that. This isn't for you. If the economy hasn't hit you, then that's fine. But just like in my dream, everybody wasn't in this building starving, thinking they were living their best life. Or maybe the dream, help me decode it, you guys. Maybe I got it wrong. Maybe the dream was saying that the people who are feeling like they have everything figured out, I still got my job, everything is great. Maybe the wool is over their eyes and they're thinking everything is great. And then when the veil is finally lifted, they're going to figure out, oh shoot, I should have been doing something else with my time. I should have been trying to figure some other stuff out. I didn't know the rug was going to be pulled from under me. I thought it was just going to be you guys out there with no food stamps, laid off your job, fired. I'm good. I'm in management, right? At any rate, you guys, that was my reasoning for coming on telling you about my dream. I just feel like the dream was telling me that famine is coming. and people are telling us like, oh no, the economy is great. We're, you know, other people trying to get over here by hook or crook because they think we're living in a land of milk and honey. And for some people, some people are living in the land of milk and honey. The people that are willing to hook and crook and lay off people so that their shareholders can get a couple extra dollars this year, right? Those people are doing good, right? The shareholders are happy. They're, you know what I'm saying? They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They care about their bottom lines. And so those people that, you know, their bottom lines are looking real good right now. Their spreadsheets are looking real good right now. They don't care. Everybody's not going to be affected by the famine, or people will be affected in different ways. But for those of us who we're not rich, we don't have all these fancy spreadsheets, we're not shareholders and stuff like that. We're just regular people trying to figure out a way. Get out of these people's way when they start acting a fool because their benefits weren't loaded up in November. Now, I honestly don't believe that the benefits won't be loaded up. I actually believe that they'll wait till the last minute and they'll open up the government. They'll come back and reach some kind of agreement, because I don't think they want, maybe that's just me being naive. I don't think that they really want that right now. Maybe in the future, but not right now. I think that they're just trying to call people's bluffs, freak people out, get all this low vibration going on in the atmosphere more than what we're already dealing with. I believe that, well, maybe I don't believe that. Maybe it's my hope that they will open up the government like they always do, scare people, and then at the last minute open it back up. I don't know. I don't have the answers. I don't work for the government, so I don't know what they're going to do. But in the event that they're going to keep everything closed and they're just going to let the chips fall where they may, get out of the way. Don't be out there shopping in November. Get it before then. Don't be out there Instacarting. And if you do have to Instacart, go in a group. If that's the way you're paying your bills right now, DoorDash and Instacart, y'all better group up and DoorDash and Instacart. Be able to protect yourself, because evil is walking the land and famine is fast approaching. That's all I got for you guys. I had to get out here when I heard about that. The stamps won't be loaded, or they'll be very minimal in November. I had to come on and give you guys that my thoughts. That's all I got for you guys. Until next time, peace. Be on the lookout for my video tomorrow, Tuesday. Okay? Peace, guys.